Okay, I think when we discuss Scrum, we may have gone through a little bit about this, but this is our more in-depth discussion of extreme programming. Okay, um, so let's some discussion of the background of these people. Um, link. Okay, Agile Manifesto at the end. But let's. I wonder, should I? Maybe I reverse the order a little bit. Let me look at slide 16 first before we go back to slide 12 or 13. Before we have agile methods, the methods were mostly very rigid, like waterfall. So even though Boehm's has proposed the slightly more iterative spiral, but it's still quite rigid. You go through that 3-4 times, and each time you do exact things to do. So in a way, it's not very flexible. Okay, the approach is still very prescriptive. So you have to follow those steps. So there was there's a bunch of people, okay, who are very good programmers. Okay, these people, they're very good, and they are at the beginning of the OO revolution. OK， 喺你嚟講 ，OK， 對你嚟講咧，你哋一出世就識得 OO， 即係我意思話，即係喺你哋嘅 computing 嚟講，你哋嘅 computing 生涯 year one 差唔多就係已經係學 OO 啦，係咪？即係一開始你就已經學 Java。So for you, OO is a very natural thing. But from the very beginning, we actually have several decades people program without any concepts of OO. So many of these people in this who create this something called Agile Manifesto. Manifesto 中文唔知係咪叫宣言呢？呢個 Agile Manifesto. Okay. So this group of people around the turn of the century, 2000, around year 2000, I forgot, it may be actually slightly before that. This group of people, they sort of, each person know a few, and then they get together, they meet in one place. I think they probably go to the same hotel, rent some meeting room and whatever, and had some discussion. And at that time, they think the old way, the traditional way of doing software project is out of date. Okay, and also a few of these people are actually, they are not just theorists. Okay, they are actually very good programmers. Okay, they know their OO programming very well, and they are the first people who come up with the idea of OO to solve real problem. Okay, before they use real OO, the OO was originally used for simulation. That is, for example, if you need to solve a problem in physics, you try to simulate how a billiard ball hit another ball, and then where it will go next on the billiard table 喺個台波嗰度。Okay, if you need to do some simulation, okay, people can use OO, but that was the original usage of OO. People did not initially use OO for everyday business problem and so on. So these people are very good. But their skill set is beyond just programming. They are also very good consultant. Okay, many of them lead projects. One thing I hope many of you after you graduate, you would initially become programmers, but in Hong Kong, many programmers, after they become project manager, they don't know how to write programs. Okay, I hope that will not be the case in you, because in Canada, in US, I've known people who are team leader, project leader, but they are also very good programmers. So these people have the full skills of being a great consultant that can negotiate solutions with customers as well as writing programs. And 我成日都會覺得咧，呢、個 Agile movement 咧喺某個程度上咧係一個嘅政治嘅反抗啊，即係佢哋嘅係等於呢班 programmer 嘅佔中行動。OK， 如果你俾我咁樣去講嘅，因為 because before that， OK projects was overlooked by project manager. So whatever project manager tell them to do, they get to do it. Okay, they have to follow the deadline or whatever the approach that managers impose on them. So these people, they think of way of doing things totally unlike waterfall. Okay, they do it. In fact, the Scrum method that we have learned is one of the very good representative product. So for them, okay, they do not occupy Central District, but they actually, or they, instead of saying, I would never do waterfall, okay, well, they try to propose a very good one, and also they use it in their software project, and they deliver good results. So that's how agile movements come about. So in fact, the first 5-10 years of agile movement, these methods take some time for before large company adopt them. Now, today, for example, we know these methods. Many of them were around, were invented more than 15 years ago, but only in the last 5 to 10 years, then large companies. In fact, when I went on training for this Scrum method, or what I met people from large companies like Cathay or other places. In fact, there are also large companies from Singapore. They send people to Hong Kong and they attend the course that I attend. Okay. 同埋點解我有咁着數攞到即係去可以 take 到呢啲嘅agile methods 嘅 training 咧？就係、是、其中一個原因咧，就係、是、我成日喺出面做義工啊，所以我做得義工多咧，咁啲人識得我多咧，咁有時佢有個位剩咧，咁佢又會叫埋我去，咁我可以即係所以when someday someone asks you to do volunteer work, I guess consider doing it. Okay, it may help you to build your network. It would be helpful. Okay, so this is the beginning. So let's now look at one of a very, if I have to name two best known agile methods, they would be Scrum and eXtreme programming. Okay, they are the two best known ones. Okay, of course, you can also consider TDD, test-driven development, as agile method, but also because TDD is actually part of, I guess, it's used in XP. So now Kent Beck, how does he try to explain extreme programming to someone? First, he identified 4 core values, 4 basic values. He said, well, these 4 things are the most important value of XP. Communication, mean people-to-people communication, simplicity, feedback, and courage. Courage 即係膽量 okay? In fact, they needs a lot of courage to have this agile revolution against the established 嗰啲建制嗰啲 waterfall 就係當時嘅代表佢哋嘅建制派 ，OK， 咁佢呢班就係即係新嘅即係software 嘅佔中人士 ，OK， 咁so many things in XP， 嗱，我哋可以咧嘗試咧喺 Kent Beck 點樣介紹俾人哋聽 XP 究竟係一回咩嘅事咧？你睇到佢嗰個層次一個個層次咧，就係咧，佢首先咧就係訂立咗有4個基本嘅價值，咁但係一個咁4個字咧，people can misunderstand it easily. So he used that 4 values to expand it to 5 principles, okay, with more detailed description, more words, and then later on, this become 12 practices. So with the 12 practices, people know how to do things. 即係 practices 嗰部分咧，就係似係一個嘅 step by step 嘅 procedure， 教人哋點樣用 XP。咁但係咧嗰啲嘢全部係 come back from 嗰幾個 values 嘅。咁佢呢一個方法嘅好處咧，就係咧喺人哋決定用唔用跟唔跟佢嘅 practice 嘅時候咧，其他嘅人咧就可以睇咗，咦佢個基本嘅價值觀同我係咪吻合嘅先？咁如果佢嘅價值觀吻合嘅時候咧，咁其他人咧就可以就覺得咦可以考慮參考佢嘅即係跟佢嘅 practices。如果連個價值觀都唔一樣嘅時候，咁當然其他人就覺得冇需要跟佢嘅 practices 啦。咁所以喺解釋俾人哋聽 ，in the process of explaining, because it is very difficult when you are introducing a totally new idea to people. So he took this very, I think, quite clever approach to help people to understand it. So now the 4 values become 5 principles. So you can see a gradual elaboration, little bit more and more details until it's detailed enough for anyone to follow the instruction. Okay, in this part, people cannot follow, like it's too vague or it does not have steps, right? So this more and more. So feedback is mentioned in here, but here he elaborates by saying that we need rapid feedback, okay? That means feedback after 5 months, after 6 months is too long. They like to have feedbacks in weeks or sometimes in a day, okay? So this way help, okay? 其實呢啲 idea 咧，點解我喺呢度話咧，好多呢啲嘅 idea 咧，可以 apply 喺其他嘅嘢嗰度咧，其實係教書嘅時候咧，我哋都可以用得到嘅，即係個 communication， 譬如學生同先生嘅 communication 或者 feedback 點樣feedback 就係如果你唔明嘅時候，如果你冇 feedback 俾我嘅時候，咁我咪唔知道你唔明咯，係咪？又或者調翻轉，如果你做咗功課、做咗測驗 ，OK。如果我改嘅時候咧，淨係俾個 A、B、C、D 你哋，我又唔話俾你聽，邊一度係應該點樣寫好啲啊咁樣。咁其實嗰個 feedback 咧，亦都淨係一個 A、B、C、D 嘅 grade 咧，都係一個即係一個好弱、好差嘅 feedback。當然啦 ，in practice。end up 我都唔係俾咗太多 feedback 俾你哋啦 ，OK 你嘅即係改你嘅卷嘅時候 ，OK so but 我哋知道即係其實呢一啲嘅佢呢度所講嘅 values 咧 ，you can apply it to other contexts，OK？The second XP principles is about simplicity，OK？ Here you just say simplicity, you don't know the detail. Okay, now he explained to you. It means you will only create your solution to meet the identified, the agreed upon requirements. You do not try to create a solution for future potential requirements. Okay, you just do the current high priority identified requirements. I guess in the old days, we may be taught by our teacher that when you write computer programs, try to imagine all the future possible enhancement and then create a solution so that in the future, when you need to enhance the software, it will be a very simple step. Okay, so it is different from this idea. This idea is, well, if you decide what requirements you have now, just do that now. Okay, you don't need to do too much. I guess the idea is doing more will take you more time. Okay, and you don't even know if the software will be around 5 years later for that future requirements. So you may be wasting your effort to build a complex solutions that some part of it will never be used. 呢個亦都令我諗起咧有一個嘅 principle 咧，可能叫做let's see， 係咪叫 Pareto principle 啊？ Okay, there is a principle by originally it was proposed in the economic context. 佢即係話咧，佢大約咧就係話8成嘅嘢嘅 outcome 咧就係 come from 2成嘅嘢。咁啲人咧就將佢用咗喺唔同嘅地方啦。譬如for software 咧就係咧，其實每一個 software 嘅8成嘅 usage 咧，好多時咧係 come from 佢2成嘅 code。咁所以喺咁嘅前提底下咧 ，OK， 咁我哋應該 probably 係應該係花多啲精力去做嗰2成嘅 code， 咁去 fulfill 嗰8成嘅 usage，OK，rather than 即係將所有嘅嘢即係完全咁樣平均分配。其實有啲 software 有啲部分嘅some features of software they were hardly used or not used at all. So this is sort of a very similar principle. That is, you identify what is important to you, then just focus on it rather than spread your effort too thin. Okay. Third, incremental changes. So don't make a big change at once, but try to do small steps. So I'm not teaching you guys programming course right now, but when I'm teaching the 4th year students in my Python and Erlang courses, sometimes I notice students do not know how to break up a large problem into small incremental steps. So one of your mindset as a programmer, you want to learn how to break up a large problem into multiple small steps. And this is basically what this is saying. So each time you make a small steps. Embrace change, courage. Okay, so they're not afraid of some customers do not like their position against waterfall. Okay, they have the courage to propose this new method, and also they love quality. Okay, so now let's get to the 12 practices of extreme programming. The first one is the planning game. They use user stories, and each user stories will be written in 1 to 3 sentences. Okay, and then they will select the high risk or high return user stories for the immediate early implementation in early iterations. So I guess what do we mean by high return? That means these user stories will provide lots of value to customers. But how about high risk? Aren't we all trained to avoid risk? Like, do we want to avoid risk? Well, one thing they said, you need to have courage. And of course, it's not just stupid courage. When you choose to do a high-risk user story, usually that high-risk user story should also be high return. So this, maybe I can better rewrite this as high-risk and/or high return. And because usually high-risk, if you are including it in your software, it better be also high return. And if you deal with it early, then you sort of, for example, in our lessons learned from risk management, we usually like to understand the risk better, okay, by dealing with the risk rather than ignoring it. So that is how, and you may ask yourself, has these practices has anything to do with the values, okay, or principles before? I would say yes, because in the planning game, they do not believe in the huge requirements document, because before extreme programming or before agile, people write thick requirements document to describe what customers want, right? But now you probably can write all the user stories of a system in just a few pages, okay, in very little detail. So for them, they are sort of preferring not just any communication, but more oral communication than written communication, okay? So they like oral communication over written, because they think it's more efficient, and communicating face to face, there's small chance of misunderstanding. 但係口頭嘅 communication 咧有冇缺點啊？咁如果我問大家 ，is there any weakness or drawback in oral communication? Yes, probably there is. 乜嘢咧？就係死無對證咯。OK， 即係如果譬如你 agree 咗一樣嘢 ，OK， 但係到收尾冇 deliver 到喎，咁可能嗰陣時就口同鼻拗啦。即係如果個 customer 同埋個 developer 可能會拗，你應承咗俾我，或者呢個話我冇應承到咁樣 ，OK， 咁樣如果有 written communication 咧，就冇呢個 problem。但係how do they deal with it in this case? Well, in their case, remember that in the case of Scrum, the communication, the verbal communication, happened inside the sprint. So after you verbally tell the developer, the customer verbally tell the developer what they need, then they're going to have that in a few days, okay, or 1 or 2 weeks. So that whatever they communicate will become reality in short time. So it's not half a year later, okay? Half a year later, then you probably want written communication. But if something will become true in a few days, then oral communication should be very good, okay? So that, because of their quick feedback let's say in Scrum, then this problem of this weakness will be less a problem. Release. The term release means you are giving out to the customers to use, okay? Not like sprint, because in a sprint, not every sprint result in a release, okay? So after maybe 2 or 3 sprints, when you release something, you are giving the software to the customers. In the normal case of a sprint, the customer representative will have a chance to see your product, but it doesn't mean they will take on to their everyday business to use it in real life. So small release, it means instead of waiting for all 5 features, 10 features finished and give to the customer after 3 months, 6 months, you give it to them maybe after 1 or 2 months with 1 or 2 new features. Okay, so that's what it means by small release. So release the real product to the customer for actual use more frequently. So you can see this is also happening to our phone apps. Okay, people are using small releases a lot more today than they used to. New software you'll wait for 1 year, 2 years to come out, but now it's more like month. So design simply, automated testing, we have said that. Continuous integration, or abbreviated as CI, okay, is also one thing. It means you are a programmer, you check out some code to work on, you do not wait for a few days or a few weeks to check it back in. Okay, you probably want to check back in your changes every day, okay, once a day. And why is that? Well, imagine if you have several programmers check out their stuff for several days or even several weeks before they check in. What happens? Maybe your code is depending on something that someone else has already changed in those several days, several weeks. Okay, so by checking it back in every day of all the things you did today, which result in continuous integration. That means all the changes will be integrated quite frequently. Okay, from every programmer is once a day. For the whole team, it may mean several times a day because several programmers may be updating the code. This can ensure that integration means the system will be built again, and you will do some testing also with automated testing, and that means the code that different programmers work on will not be too out of sync. That means you're not depending on some other programmers' code which has changed already. So we've talked about refactoring, pair programming. Have I taught you about pair programming before? Yes or no? Okay. 我冇教過 pair programming 㗎，喺呢度冇。Okay. So let me go through it a little bit more detail. Pair programming means 2 programmers working together using 1 monitor, 1 keyboard. Okay. So one person will be doing the typing, and when he's coding, he may be talking out loud, okay, and thinking while talking and saying what I am trying to do. The other person sitting right next to him would try to understand what he or she is doing or give comments. If the code that he saw on the screen is not understandable, then he will tell him. Or if he see that it can be improved, then he will tell him. Okay, so the end result is these 2 persons will have lots of communication, and the main result is the software quality will be better, the program code will be more readable, and because the 2 persons talking about this is some sort of cross-training. So one piece of code will now not be handled by just one programmer. At least two programmers know about this code, okay? So if someone is ill or someone changed job, well, the other person would understand it, okay? And so this way, the code become better. And if we have an experienced person pair up with an inexperienced person, then the experienced person probably can teach the new person a lot. Okay, so this is have some benefits. But what do you think would be the disadvantage of using pair programming? Any there should be a very obvious one. That means two persons working on the same program. It's sort of slow down the work a little bit. Okay, so there is a trade-off. Because if you have two programmers, one programmer if they work on two different things, is probably faster than the two of them working on the same programming task. Okay, so there's a small trade-off. Better quality, but then maybe a little bit slower. And you will see that some of these practices should not be adopted in isolation. 其中一個我哋可能會考慮咧就係when we see XP, there are 12 practices in total. Can I just adopt one and forget about all the other 11? Okay. Sometimes it's not advisable. For example, the number 8 says they believe in this is again very different from conventional arrangement. Conventional arrangement, each person will be responsible for some programs. Okay, so at work, if some program has a problem, you know the one person owns that code, and that person will be asked to fix thing if there is a bug, or to enhance thing if it needs to be enhanced. But XP believe in collective ownership, so it is owned by the whole team of people. Okay， 嗱，咁呢個概念係咪對你嚟講好似有啲奇怪啊？即係嗱，但係咧，如果你淨係 adopt 呢一個概念 collective ownership， 即係話即係全部人都要擁有晒全部嘅嘢嘅時候咧，咁你話咦，我平時都唔知道呢個人做乜嘅，咁點算啊？咁哇，其實因為有 pair programming 啊嘛 ，OK， so in a way the pair programming is a helpful practice to help them have collective ownership, because two programmers will be able to look at the code and do it at the same time. So both of them would have good knowledge of some code. Okay, so and also because it's refactored all the time. Refactor means you improve the program structure without changing its behavior. So the program should have a good, easily understandable structure. So this way we can afford ownership, because if the code is very difficult to read, then you cannot have collective ownership. Okay, 因為寫到好拗教嘅時候，淨係得一個人睇得明，咁點算啊 ？Okay, so that's why when you adopt the practices, lots of time you have to adopt several of them together, or maybe hopefully all 12, not just one or two. Okay, probably you have to group them together. For example, another thing is about automated testing and CI. Okay, without automated testing, CI will be very time consuming, because when you integrate something, that means you have changed some code, you put it in the system, and this will be your new system, right? But then you have to have it tested. Otherwise, you may be introducing new bugs. So CI and automated testing are also correlated. Okay. Okay. Now the last 4 practices. 點解我話即係其實呢個可能係一個嘅 programmers 嘅即係 agile method 係 programmer 嘅政治行動 ，OK 佢哋係反抗 project manager 嘅行動嘅其中一個，即係我嘅猜測嘅原因咧就係咧，佢哋話一個星期只可以做40個鐘嘅啫 ，OK，they don't want to work overtime，OK，so obviously so maybe that's that can support my theory，OK。And also, on-site customer metaphor means analogy. Okay, they use analogy to help them communicate better. And this last one, coding standard. 我諗喺香港我就比較我唔係太知道即係有，但係如果外國嘅時候咧，即係睇美加嘅時候咧，佢如果譬如我要將啲 software 嘅 quality 咧，同將幾個地區嚟比較咧，我就會覺得即係大部分嘅印度嗰啲咧係渣嘅。我最近都有識得有啲人，即係佢都有同印度嗰啲 deal 咧，就係佢哋覺得即係雖然印度嘅 programmer 都有好多叻嘅 ，OK， 但係叻嗰啲好多都走晒去美國啊，咁樣去晒加拿大。咁所以剩翻喺印度嗰啲嘅印度 programmer 咧係稍為渣啲嘅咯。咁美加嗰啲 programmer 咧我所見過嗰啲佢哋嘅 quality 咧做 the quality of their work is quite good actually. Okay, so how do I rank the Hong Kong programmers? I would say they are in between India and United States. So they are sort of in the middle in terms of quality. Okay, so this last part is also related to quality. This is coding standard, one of the practice. Coding standards, what's coding standards? Let's try to look at an example. Not here. OK， 我就咁 click 呢條 link 啦，但係 OK coding standards. This example, this link show the coding standards for Drupal. OK 嗱。Drupal 應該係一個嘅即係 open source 嘅 project 啦。If you have not heard of it, it is a framework, a PHP framework. Okay, so many different programmers would contribute their free time to do it. Okay, and they have a coding standards for the volunteers to follow. Okay, and it is sort of based on another framework, peer coding standards. But what it covers, well, okay, it has some suggestion on how to do certain things. Okay, that's the coding standard. Okay, and so for example, this may discuss what is the correct placement of semicolons? How do you use URL in the code? And how do you use constants and so on? Okay, so these coding standards, some company, in fact, some company that I work for in Canada has coding standard. So, 我哋之前咧 I think we have talked about inspection, right? Or code review 就係咧，我寫咗個 code， 可能由有啲第二啲人去睇，咁嗰啲人去睇嘅時候咧，我都有話過俾你聽咧，即係我寫啲 code 嘅時候咧，我都試過有一間公司咧，咁就有 at least 3個人去一齊 walk through 我嗰啲 code，就話咦呢度好唔好啊？呢度或者唔好啊，或者諸如此類咁樣。So when they try to judge my code, what kind of standard do they use? Code standard is one of the things they would use. Okay, other things would be general readability, but this is some rules of how things should be done, how things should be coded. It could be some simple things like indentation, but usually they are not overly complex things, but it shows you how you should write your code. Okay. Okay, this last slide on Scrum would talk about this. Let's look at bullet point 2. Okay, if 6 out of 10 experience reports claim that agile methods work better than non-agile methods, should I believe in those reports? 即係話如果所有嘅 report 嗱，其實呢啲咁嘅問題咧，probably 考試我可能都係會問呢啲，咁所以你可以試下習慣下，譬如嗰個考慮有啲咩嘅考慮啊、思維嘅方式。如果譬如我睇到 report，當然啦，即係我唔會出呢一個啦，即係但係係啊 ，probably 都唔會嘅。咁如果你睇到 experience report， 10個有6個都係話 agile methods 係好正嘅，咁我哋係咪應該就係信？咦，6個即係 majority 啦，咁 agile methods 應該係正啲嘅。咁如果我咁樣相信嘅時候咧，你哋可唔可以嘗試諗2個漏洞出嚟？譬如我至少我已經諗到，如果我即係嘗試去 draw 呢個 conclusion， 咦係喎 agile methods 係一定好過，即係應該係 in general 係好過 non-agile， 因為10個 experience report 有6個都讚話佢好咗 ，OK， 諗到試下勇敢啲嗱，因為我哋正話講過，我哋 agile 其中一個 principle 就係 courage 啊嘛，記唔記得 ？courage， 咁你試下有冇人勇敢啲想試下答下？有冇咩嗱講錯唔緊要嘅，因為如果你講錯嘅時候咧，即係話你會喺嗰度你會學得最好咯。即係我記得我講錯嘢嘅時候，我做錯事嘅時候，通常就係我學到最多嘢嘅時候嚇。所以我做有啲嘢攞好多掌聲啊嗰啲，喺嗰啲嘅情況，我未必一定係學好多嘢。嗱，試下。或者我俾一啲提示你哋咧，就係咧設身處地，當你係個 publisher， 你係嗰個 editor， 你係一份journal 嘅 editor， 你而家係要 publish 關於啲 software development， 即係你嗰個 journal 咧係關於 software development 嘅 method 嘅 ，OK？ 咁喺而家咧就係。全條街咧都係用緊the whole street, everybody is using waterfall model, okay? And now you receive some reports saying, oh, my agile methods is better than waterfall model. 你係作為一個 publisher， 你會點樣對待呢啲文章？又或者又調翻轉啦 ，OK？ 如果喺同一時間有一份 article send 過嚟俾你咧，係話我哋係嗱，先講而家個 setting 先啦。而家個世界80%人用緊 waterfall 嘅，agile 咧即係啱啱起步得1-2成人用。OK， 而家有2份 article 嚟，一份 one article says from our experience, agile is better than waterfall.The other article says the opposite. Oh, from our experience, waterfall is better than agile. You as the publisher, which paper you are more likely that you prefer to publish? Yeah. 其實more likely you would publish the agile method is better，因為譬如 let's say 而家呢個世界即係大部分人街外邊嘅人 ，they are all using waterfall methods. So now if you have some people new and proposing this new method， 當然即係有多啲新聞價值啦，係咪啊 ？OK， 咁所以呢一個咧就係出乎嗰個 即係嗰個 editor 嗰個嘅心理嗰個角度去睇咧，我哋叫呢啲叫做 publication bias， 即係佢從佢出版嗰個角度 ，OK， 佢本身係已經有咗個 bias， 即係譬如有啲似，如果你假設而家所有嘅報章10份有9份都係親中嘅 ，OK， 咁得一份蘋果仔係鬧嘅啫 ，OK， 咁如果你喺蘋果嗰度睇到嘅 article， 即係佢係話即係即係北京有幾衰咁樣，你知道其實呢個係佢個 position 嚟㗎嘛，係咪？所以即係喺嗰個 publisher 嗰度咧，好多時佢哋係有啲嘅預設嘅 position。For example, if the majorities are using waterfall, then they may be more willing to publish agile success story. Okay, but of course, if in the past few years, agile papers being successful is the majority of the paper published, then you received one that hold opposite view. Then as long as that opposite view is logical, okay， 即係話唔係話寫到亂嚟啊、離晒譜啊嗰啲咁咧 ，you probably have a better chance to publish one paper that所以publisher 或者 editor 咧 ，sometimes 我哋亦都唔可以信得晒。咁同埋咧我哋而家有啲時候咧，我哋搞啲 conference 嘅時候咧，我哋其中一樣想出嘅咧，就係咧，即係或者想收一啲嘅 paper 咧，就係收一啲 experience 嘅 paper 咧。但係咧，我哋發覺咧，其實好少作者咧肯花時間去寫一啲失敗嘅經驗話俾人哋聽嘅。咁所以佢哋when they publish a paper，they always like to publish their success. Like 8 out of 10, they want to publish their successful experience. Only maybe 1 or 2 odd person would be willing to write a failure sharing. So even if you are willing to write about failure, you want to write about other people's failure, not your own failure. Okay. People, because Chinese people like face, they like to have they don't want to lose face. So when we are reading about all the reports about which method is better, watch out for these potential problems in the way the author may be thinking or the editor may be thinking. So watch out for those pitfall. 即係可能係有啲人係我哋嘅都唔定嘅 ，OK。So let's take a few minutes break before we go on.